This works. Yeah, so let's hear what I have so far. I'm not used to talking about my process out loud. Normally all this just happens in my head. We have this there, and then I have Notion on the side with the chords and the lyrics so that I know what I'm supposed to be playing. So that was as far as we got, and let's continue. Yeah, so I got up to the pre-chorus, and then now we're gonna do the second chorus, first chorus. I also have a bit of the original up here so that I can kind of compare and use that to try and think of what to do. This is a problem when things are quite beat driven, and you would want to play something that keeps the momentum, but right now I'm coming up with a blank, just while I was procrastinating, filming other things instead of doing this. So simple things I can do is like double the melody here, maybe. But when, that's the question. Right now the cello is kind of the bass placeholder, and I was just trying to keep it as close to the original as possible, but I'll definitely be adding more to it once everything else is fleshed out, because I think I can use that to drive it forward a bit more. Recently I've been trying to commit to just 4 tracks instead of an infinite number, so that I can also use these arrangements for a quartet that I play with here. And yeah, now I'm just kind of blanking on like what the second violin should be doing, because obviously this is viola. It's gonna go there. I think that works. I just need to be more on time, on beat. I'm gonna record it without the original, just so that I know that I have to be the one driving it and not just following the track. Okay, I'm gonna record in sections, which is fine. So this is an arranging thing, right? I don't have to make sure that everybody has something to do, but I do feel that something as sparse as this needs to always have something in the back driving the pulse, otherwise it just dies. It'd be cool to live stream one of these, then maybe people can give me ideas and then we can collaborate on this as a group. Okay, I'll just keep that. When in doubt, I'm really just like doubling on things. I know there's a certain point where I should go to the higher octave sooner. I just haven't decided when that is. Something a little bit off about that. If you notice the title of this project, you can see that I've been meaning to cover this song for a really long time, like since last month, since February, and I haven't done it yet. So that's the other reason why I just wanted to get it done. forget what the chords are. It's not the cleanest of breaks, but it's fine. You can use a little fade out. Fade. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing the viola part and I'm trying to think what notes I should play. So if you're familiar with music theory and chords, so you can see that the chords here are E minor 7, F sharp minor 7. So I'm trying to think of the best way to play the third and the seventh notes of the chord. So for E minor 7, I'm trying to go with D and G. And basically my point here is to not play the same note as the cello, which is playing the bass. So no E, no F sharp, no B minor. And yeah, that's the thought process of how I'm trying to pick the notes. Be happy about that, not gonna lie, but it still sounds empty. This is probably somewhere where I'm gonna do more in the bass, like. So there's a harmony here that I'm trying to get. We'll see. I'm a big dog. Big dog. Again, trying to keep the momentum. I'm gonna try a couple of ideas and see which one I like more. So I'm gonna find a way to combine the two by a little bit more grit when I'm on the higher note, which is when I'm playing the backbeat. So this is how you know I'm evolved, or I'm not so much a classical player anymore. It's because I don't mind having all these little gritty sounds and notes, because they help give a flavor. That's a little bit too much. I use it too high in the bow, so now I'm gonna try a little bit more towards the middle. Yeah, I'm happy about that. I have an idea of how the bass line goes, and you can see I've done it before, so I know where I definitely need bass, but you know, it's still pretty empty, so I'm going to add more notes by feel. Something like that. I think we're done.